An 11-5 win over Cotuit in Game 1 of the Division Finals. Welcome into Postgame Tomahawk Talk. I'm Ariel Tamir-Pinsky, joined by Adam Gawkin and Devin Jarvis. Adam, we've talked about it all season, how a key for this team has been early offense, and they did that tonight. 7 runs in the first 3 innings.
Yeah, just so impressive, especially after they didn't score at all in the first 2 innings and any of the 3 games in the last series. To get 7 runs in the first 3 just set the tone for this entire game. You know, it's not over after you do that. And then they just continued scoring on offense. So that was just such an impressive thing early and often. And when you do that, you're such a hard team to beat. This is the offense that we saw so many times from the Braves in the regular season, where they just seem simply unstoppable at times, putting almost 15 hits on the board. And, you know, if they can do this once again, then it's going to be really hard to beat them. Yeah,
this was definitely the best offense we've seen from this team all season. Expand a little bit more. Who really stuck out to you?
Well, it may not have been the biggest game we've scored. We scored 14 runs, but 11 here in 5 consecutive innings of scoring baseball is something we haven't seen all season. You saw it from the top of the lineup to the bottom. Cade Lewis, Gavin Kelly both performed really well. John LeGrande. You just had a big game from everybody, and it's consistency. I don't think we've had that consistent of a game where you're consistently scoring innings. You're having the entire lineup do it in any game this season, and it's really important to have that in the playoffs with the magnitude of this game. And as you're heading in the right direction, you need to keep that offense increasing.
Well, we're on the road tomorrow at Lowell Park for Game 2. It would be great to get a win tomorrow against the Kettleers, close it out.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's a lot of reasons why you want to win. First off, because who would want to lose in the playoffs? But also, if you get the win, then you get potentially a day of rest for your team and for your pitchers. And if not, then you just have one less game where you have to throw arms going into the championship series if you move on. You really want to try and close it out tomorrow at Lowell Park. Bourne won the West Division last year at Lowell Park, so it's not something they're not used to doing. It always feels a little bit extra fun to do it in front of those Cotuit fans. So this is going to be a big game for this team. They've got a starter on the mound in Quinn Holt, who hasn't given up an earned run yet this year as a starter. So big opportunity for the Braves to maybe close it out tomorrow.
Well, on the road for Game 2 of the Division Finals at Lowell Park for a 4 p.m. pitch. Continuing with post-game coverage, I'm now joined by Lyle Allenstein. Lyle, we talked about it recently. In the past 2 games, 7 of the 9 batters in the lineup have had a hit. Tonight, all 9 batters got on base.
Yeah, really good offensive performance of the Braves tonight. 11 runs, 15 hits. In that series against Hyannis, they only scored 11 runs through those 3 games. A bunch of guys got involved. Cade Lewis, 3 RBIs. Gavin Kelly, 3 RBIs. Ryan Cooney, he ended the regular season hot, but then coming to the playoffs, he didn't have a hit. But tonight, he had 3 hits all around, good production across the board. Can't lose games. Hard to go wrong with that.
Let's talk about the pitching a little bit. Joe Colucci, the starting pitcher, had a great outing for the Braves.
Yeah, we talked about it pregame yesterday. All the trio pitchers for Bourne had great performances, and Joey Colucci carried it over again tonight. 5 shutout innings, 8 strikeouts, 0 walks. Only runs he gave up weren't really his fault. A couple of errors in the field. We talked about wanting to clean that up. So they're going to want to clean that up again coming in tomorrow. But, this pitching, we talked about during regular season struggle at times, but these past couple of playoff games, it's really been picking up, and Colucci was an example of that tonight.
Well, we're on the road for Game 2 of the Division Finals tomorrow at Lowell Park at a 4 p.m. pitch. Joined by Joe Colucci from Virginia. Joe, you pitched 5 innings, 8 strikeouts, no walks. You've been here all summer. How does it feel to have such a great performance in a playoff setting?
I mean, it was awesome, especially when it mattered the most, to come here and have my stuff and just be really confident in the guys behind me. I mean, it was awesome.
The offense scored 7 runs in the first 3 innings. How does that help you on the mound to have that run support behind you?
I mean, that's huge as a pitcher. Having that confidence boost, you just trust your stuff a little bit more, just every single pitch. You're more confident that it's okay if you let up 1 or 2 as long as you get through the inning. So
you guys fell in Game 1 of the first round. You're ahead in this series. How important is that?
It's huge. If we can come out tomorrow and do what we did today, it's going to be unreal. Just to keep the momentum alive, taking us in, and then saving bullpen arms in that 3rd game is huge for the championship. So,
well, thanks. Congratulations.
Thank you.